I'm good. You said you'd call at 11. What are you doing? Okay, now you're good. Yeah, yeah, busy. I'm working on a project with a couple of friends across the country, um, and it's exciting, but a little daunting because it's gonna take a lot of work. Um, but we're thinking of creating a website altogether, and we think it will be most useful for a lot of other people. So it'll be fun to, yeah. So it kind of creating a network for people who, so there's a lot of real estate networks out there, right? Like Zillows and blah, blah, blah. But there's no single source to find, for people who want to sell their house, to find potential buyers that have been vetted, like that kind of meet a standard, as well as people who want to buy houses or investors to meet other buyers or other sellers as well. The first thing is, how do you create a vetting process, and how do you prove its validity, I guess. Now this is going to sound quite rude, but I took it. What keeps coming up. So this comes from a friend of mine who started a bunch of bike races. I don't know if you know much about bike riding, but I know a ton. I love to ride my bicycle. Like, okay, road, cyclocross, mountain bike. Okay, wow. Okay, so he was probably pretty good. I've never raced on the road. I'm terrified of cars. But I do ride on the road occasionally. But so anyway, this guy actually started a number of mountain bike races that are world renowned now. Like, one's called the Breck Epic, and people come from all over the world to do it. But he has a gold standard, which is pretty much across his entire website, and what he bases everything on, and life even, and excuse my language. It is 4 words: don't be a dick. And the funny thing is, that encompasses so much. And he has, like, I've participated in his races, and as a racer, as a competitor, you can call other people out by their number. So yeah, and you report. So if you're racing and someone, because they put your number on your calf muscle, as like, and now not all mountain bike racers do that, but he does that so that people can't hide. And so if you don't have your number, people can call you out, or if, and somehow find out, or if they report your number. Now it's not, it's an honesty system, so it breaks down a little bit. Or no, like you have to be honest, and people, I've never seen it abused. I mean, people that do these races like to race, and it's part of not being a dick is not, being a dick and reporting. Yeah, but you can report it to Mike, and every night or at the end of every race, he will publicly shame you. Yeah, like, this person was like, but there has to be true evidence. He's had, so in the multi-day stage race, he has had people called out for dropping trash repeatedly. Now, accidentally, now as a rider, as a racer, you eat something and you put it in your pocket. Now, if you see someone do that and then you see it kind of fall out, you're probably not going to report them. But if you see people eat, throw it down, then you will. And and he said to people in the past, like, someone saw you. Now you can go and pick up 100 pieces of trash and bring them back to me right now, or you're out of the race. Like, anyway, so that's what we kind of, like, everybody involves, like, okay, so how do we create that kind of a community, like, do unto others, you know? But there's 4 of us total, and it's people that, you know, we're all very similar, different backgrounds, you know, different stages in life, but we get together once a month for the last couple of years, actually, on the phone and just, you know, talk about stuff. And this is something that we kind of brought up, and yeah. So anyway, it's fun. My wife's like, Sean, don't spend too much time on it, because I definitely tend to lose focus and, like, go off on a tangent. And she's like, well, you know, a little bit or a lot. Yeah. Well, especially too, I'm a lot of my friends hire out work to, like, VAs and things like this, and it's a great way to do it. I've never been a manager. Yeah, I've tried, and I just can't seem to delegate very well. I'd love to be able to, but anyway. Yeah. All right. Sorry, you're probably limited on time, so yeah. Okay. Okay. So yes. Yes. So do you want to give me the questions, or do you want me to try and remember and answer the questions? I can pull the email up if you like. Okay, so I'm just walking down because I just got a coffee, Folgers, of course. Well, the funny... Oh, go ahead. Oh. Like proper beans, like dry, like, okay. Mm. So, yeah, my wife, and then the funny thing is, you know, I'm not sure if you do it, but I know I used to, was buy Starbucks regularly. Like, I'm talking sometimes 2, 3 times a day. And, like, it's $15 a day on, like, and I think a lot of people, well, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, I mean, they're spending, they're out in California. And I want to say, like, because they get each time some frappa, like, it's like caffeine and sugar all up. And I want to say each drink is $7. And so I'm going to say they get it every day, twice a day, which is pretty common, but maybe not. But I just did the calculation, $10,220 a year. Like, but I bet if you Googled who spends the most at Starbucks, I bet there's people out there spending that just on their own. I bet. And people, yeah, well, yeah. What got me was their app. They made it into a game. You get points and stars, and also the convenience because you could order and it would be ready. And yeah, I kind of opened my app after 6 weeks and was like, I can't remember if it was $500 or $300 or like it, it definitely wasn't 1,000, but I was like, oh my gosh, and so I can't tell you, and I don't hate Starbucks. They're actually the American dream, a guy